Welcome. In this lesson, just like the previous lesson, we're going to identify alternate interior, alternate exterior angles, but more specifically, find their angle measure. One thing I just want to remind you of is that if these two lines are parallel, then the transversal, which is this line here, always forms 8 angles where there are actually only 2 measures. There's 4 small angles, and they kind of zigzag down like this. And then there are 4 large angles, which are adjacent to the blue angles or larger than 90. 4 will be smaller than 90. Think of a corner of a room. Is it smaller than the corner of a room, or is it larger than the corner of a room? Then the first thing I do is I find out one of the angle measures, which is given. So actually that will be a blue angle measure because it's smaller than 90. GFC, that's this angle right here. It said is 50 degrees, but that means all the blue angles are 50 degrees. And then remember, a blue and a red, they're adjacent and they form a line. The two together must add up to 180. So it would have to be 130 because 130 plus 180, or sorry, 130 plus 50 is 180. So now all I got to do is decide what angle is it asking for, a small blue one or a large red one. So it's asking for angle DCA. So I come over here and I find D, I find C, and I find A. So I'm going down that way. It's this angle right here. It's a blue angle. So the angle measure is 50. And they won't get any harder than that, all the way up to the very end. I'm going to jump ahead just to make sure. But see, we always have 2 parallel lines. Again, I would recommend just realizing that you have 4 smaller angles that are less than 90. We have 4 larger angles that are bigger than 90, that are adjacent to the blue or in between the blues. Then we look to see what angle it gives us. It gives us a small angle of 44 degrees, SRT. So here's S, here's R, and here's T. So they give us this angle right here. This angle is 44 degrees, which I'm going to calculate the red angle measure then. The red angle measure, which is the other part of 180, will be 136. So all the red angles are 136. Now I just look to see which one it's asking for. NOM, NOM, which here's N, going to O, going out to M. That's a blue angle. That's a small angle. So the angle measure is 44 degrees. Again, I'm going to jump ahead. Same exact concept, jump even into the challenge zone. But again, it's no different other than it looks like they've included a decimal. Ooh, a decimal. We can handle decimals. And it looks like they give us a larger angle, GFD, GFD. That angle there is 118 degree, 0.1 degrees. So again, I got to minus that from 180 to find the small angle measure. And so that's going to be 61.9. And again, you're more than welcome to use a calculator. So all these smaller red angles are 61.9. Now let's see which angle they're asking for. HIK. HIK looks like that's a large angle. HIK. That's this blue angle here, because these blue angles are going to zigzag down. So it's 118 degrees. So far, it's always been the angle they gave us, but it isn't always going to be, so don't always assume it, right? If you have any questions on how to do this, please feel free to ask.